this is scary. Oh, I shouldn't do that. This will be Connie's height. If I move it, took him at her. Who moved my microphone, you know? Hi, welcome, and I'm really pleased to see so many people tonight. Thank you all for coming out, and I'm sure we're in for a really good time. Connie called me and said, asked me to do this, and she said, I hope I shouldn't tell you too far in advance because I don't want you to lose any sleep. And I said, I do this all the time, and I haven't slept in 3 days, of course. And I do a little public speaking, I do some training, and I realize there's a big difference between talking and in the course of a talk, dropping a few things that are funny. And if they didn't laugh at it, you say, well, it wasn't supposed to be funny, and it's okay, But then you get up here and try to be funny, and I say, boy, it's really tough, Do they, if you're not funny, do they take out and shoot you, I wonder? I don't know. So rather than trusting my own sense of humor, I just read a little. Does anybody here read Cosmopolitan? You do that? Oh, you wouldn't, do you? Amy reads Cosmopolitan. But they have these little tests, you score yourself, your score your relationship and everything. They had one, and I just happened to be reading it, and it had one in there to check up on your drinking habits, And I've been to those AA things where they have those 20 questions, and I did answer yes to a couple of those. But here, this is really interesting. In this, you kind of score yourself, and I don't know if anybody's a math major here and can. But for instance, the first question is if you've ever had a drink of alcohol at 1 point, and I suppose most people can do that. If you've ever been drunk at 2 points. If you've ever put vodka in a slushie at 3 points. I've done that. I think they called I'm not going to date myself, we called them ices when we did that. And, if you have a favorite bar, you add 3 points. If you know the bartender's name, add 5 points. If the bartender knows your name, add 10 points. If the piano player plays your favorite song when you walk in, add 15 points. And if you're not allowed in the bar anymore, add 30 points. I'd love to take credit for this. This is Cosmo, where it came from Cosmo. If you've ever drunk champagne from a slipper, add 1 point. And I've done that, of course, being the man of the world. I was by myself at the time. The slipper. Oh, yes. If you drink vodka from the bottle, add 3 points. If you've ever sucked the spilled liquor out of your carpeting, add 4 points. Let's see here. If you've ever driven a car while drinking, add 3 points. Only 3 points. If you've ever been arrested for a DWI, add 10 points. If you don't remember the DWI, add 20 points. If the judge laughs out loud when you enter your plea, add 30 points. If deciding not to drink and drive means walking to work, call Betty Ford tonight. If you've ever arrived at work with a hangover, add 2 points. If you've ever missed work because of drinking, add 5 points. If the back of your paycheck reads for deposit-only Walgreens liquors, I'm going to call Cosmo tomorrow. If your drink of choice has a nickname, such as Mad Dog, add 10 points. If your current drink of choice is cheaper than kerosene, add 15 points. If you have comparison shop kerosene as an alternative, you like that, Ray? If you hear the clanking of empties when you drive around the corner, give yourself 10 points. If you purchase a new beer cozy more often than you purchase bread, add 20 points. If you've had your cooler monogrammed, this isn't funny, add 50 points. Oh, I didn't like that one. I'm going to call Cosmo. I don't like that one at all. If you prefer drinking to dancing, add 5 points. If you prefer drinking to eating, add 10 points. If you prefer drinking to sex, add 20 points. If you prefer drinking to Monday Night Football, add 35 points. If your wife complains about your drinking, add 5 points. If your boss complains about your drinking, it's 10 points. If they haven't bothered to complain for more than a year, you get 35 points. Well, I think that's about as... And the last one, well, I'll give it to you anyway. It's okay. If you'd be willing to trade your jewelry for a drink, add 10 points. If you'd be willing to trade your car for a drink, add 25 points. If you've already traded everything for a drink, add 35 points. If you traded everything for a drink more than once, you've already taken a more reliable test than this one. Now, since we're taping tonight, we want to check and make sure that the microphone... Could I get when I raise my hands, everyone applaud? Okay. Boy, I like that. That was fun. Let's do it again. Ready? Okay. A little housekeeping. Please keep in mind that we're in a church tonight. Oh, I shouldn't have said. Oh, yes, I can say that. So I don't want anybody to be offended because if we say anything that's anyway. Directly after the program tonight, after the show, there'll be another meeting coming in. So if you all kind of make haste to, we have to set up.